Today's guest is Adam Hunt. He is a commercial broker and developer out of East End in Houston.
I've been in the industry for a little over 10 years. Ironically, I started through a fluke of accidents. Not intentionally either. I did not want to be in real estate, believe it or not. In 2015, I completely ran out of money, $36 left on a credit card. 72 hours later, I was a leasing agent. When they hired me, they accidentally gave me admin access so I could see the books. And I remember they brought in $430,000 a month rental income. And I remember looking at property tax. Property tax was like $32,000 a month. Payroll for that month was $28,000. I was like, well, they pay more in property taxes than they do payroll, you know? But then I looked around and I went, man, there's only like 6 people in this office. Holy shit. 6 people bring in $400,000. And from that moment, I was like, I got to figure this out. 2018, after my apartment locating, selling material, and then this is how I get basically bludgeoned into construction. We did those projects. I built them, paid for everything out of pocket, and then the clients didn't pay. So you shell out $250,000 to finish everything, and they don't pay. We sued them. We won the suit. It took 3 years.
Where do you see yourself in 10 years?
That's a good question.
Welcome to another episode of Pick Up the Phone podcast. My name is Josue Llanas. I'm the CEO of Vancom.io. I specialize in marketing, sales, and artificial intelligence for real estate and roofing companies. This is Adam Hunt. He is a commercial broker and developer out of East End in Houston. Thank you for being here, Adam.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. So who is Adam Hunt?
Oh, you want to go to the end? Who is Adam Hunt? Yeah, I mean, I've been in the industry for a little over 10 years.
Yeah.
Ironically, I started through a fluke of accidents. Not intentionally either. I did not want to be in real estate, believe it or not. I've tried to avoid it for a long time.
Yeah.
I was in direct sales since I was 18. And then I think in 2015, I completely ran out of money. Had $36 left on a credit card.
Yeah.
And a buddy of mine got hired at an apartment complex that we worked in sales together. And he's like, hey, the clients just walk in the door.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, what do you mean? Like, yeah, they walk in the door. I'm like, you don't have to cold call anybody. You have to find them. They're like, no. I'm like, how much do they pay you per person? They're like, $200 to $300. I'm like, oh, and there's base pay.
Wow.
I'm like, oh shit, really?
Yeah.
And I know me, my collision ratio back then was 30-40%. So I was like, every 3 people so how many people walk in the door daily, right?
Yeah.
So 72 hours later, I was a leasing agent.
And this was when?
2015.
And you're how old?
I'm 30. Oh, back then I was 2015, 7 years ago, 25.
You're 25.
25, 24.
Wow. So just out of the blue.
Yeah, freak accident. Didn't want to do it. What kept me in it was when they hired me, they accidentally gave me admin access so I could see the books. And I remember it was a 400-unit community. They brought in $430,000 a month in rental income.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember looking at property tax. Property tax was $32,000 a month. Payroll for that month was $28,000. I was like, well, they pay more in property taxes than they do in payroll. You know. But then I looked around. And I went, man, there's only 6 people in this office.
Right.
Holy shit. 6 people bring in $400,000.
Wow.
And from that moment, I was like, I got to figure this out.
Right. That's a good story. That's a great story. Great start, huh?
Yeah, a lot of turbulence.
So I'm guessing this kind of gave you that itch, right? To want to pursue this a little bit more as a career and be able to do this as a professional then.
To be honest, I wanted to get out ASAP, literally within a week, because I was the #1 sales guy in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And then they're like, this is weird. How are you doing this? My first sale that I did there, I walked into the manager's office. I was, hey, he's signing up. He's getting a 2-bedroom. Here's what's done. She looks at me and she says, hey, do the application. I'm like, no, you fill it out with him. He's leasing. He moves in Friday. And I'm going to go grab the other client. So I went back, came back 20 minutes later. They're still doing paperwork. I knock on the assistant manager's office. I'm like, hey, here's $1,500 cash. He's moving in 10 days. And they're like, we don't take cash. I'm like, you didn't say
that. So he got the cash from the guy right then and there?
Yeah, dude, GTFM.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of there.
Yeah. Let's go.
But yeah, so my thing was so obviously that's my background with sales, right? So I'm there and I'm like, what do you mean I have to be here 9 to 6?
Yeah.
So I would negotiate. I was like, hey, if I do 1 sale, can I leave? They're like, no. Maybe if you do 2 sales.
Yeah.
So then I started doing 2 sales a day.
Yeah.
So I came back. I'm, hey, I did 2 sales today. Can I leave now? They're like, no. I'm like, oh, I don't know if I can do this. So while the irony is I'm doing the leasing just to see what's going on and everything. Actually, I got into day trading at the moment
Yeah.
back then. Yeah. And years later did really well with it. But yeah, I was always like, how do I get out of here?
Right.
Right. And I was just like literally waiting for the moment to get out.
So your background is in sales. Do you have, so how did you get started in sales?
My family's been in direct sales since the late 80s.
Okay.
And
What does that mean, direct sales?
either multi-level marketing or selling direct to consumer sales or building sales organizations, right?
Mm-hmm.
And like, for example, roofing, when you go knock on door, that's direct sales. That's a version of it, right? Where it's just, or if you build the organization, what we would do, we would build the organization that would go hire those sales guys to go do that activity and then create the volume, right? So my family's been involved in that since the late 80s. And I grew up around that environment, right? So I was always like, hey, how do you build an organization to go out and sell and create volume? That's always been my mindset. And well, it switched obviously over the years, but it was always based on sales driven completely.
Right.
Build sales teams. What's your baseline revenue? What do you chase?
So you grew up in this then?
Yeah.
Yeah. Got it. Are you from Houston, or where are you from originally?
Born here, but raised in Mexico City. So,
How did that happen?
well, my mom's from Mexico City. And so, yeah, my dad did oil and gas for a long time. And so they met many years ago. But yeah, I was born here. Then we moved back. We were there for maybe till 2000.
Yeah.
And back to the States in 2000.
How old were you when you came back?
6.5.
No kidding. Nice. So that's why you go back to Mexico City so often. So you have family over there?
We have family. Basically, all my family's there.
Got it.
Yeah, we have property. We go. I mean, it's just. I mean, my mom. I call it coming in and out. So
Yeah.
we'll go for 2 weeks, come back, we'll swap.
Yeah.
Right. So,
That's great. So you started your career in real estate as a leasing agent. Walk me through what happened next.
that lasted maybe 6 or 7 months. A broker walked in the door and handed me an invoice for $5,700, and I said, "What the hell is this?"
Mhm.
And he said, "These are my 3 commissions."
Mhm.
I'm like, "What do you mean 3? You need $5,700 for 3 sales?" He's like, "Yeah." And I'm like, "Dude, I did 16 last month."
I did less than that.
Yeah, I made like $200 a ticket. Then they taxed me, so I made $133. And I only made $2,200 in base. But I'm like, I made $4,200. I did 17 sales. He did 3. So obviously I had to, like, whatever, give it the thing. And I asked him, "Hey, how does this work? Tell me." He's like, "No, I just bring the person. That's it. You just brings the person."
Yeah.
He's like, "Yeah." So at that time I was selling SEO. I said I was always selling stuff.
Yeah.
I was actually selling SEO to that same company. I had a meeting with the vice president of sales. Ironically, he was the ex-VP of Hilton, but this is for Finger Company. And so I lined up the meeting. I was selling them SEO because I realized that I was like, it doesn't make sense to me that they're willing to pay so much money for outside clients, right? So how do I monetize this into SEO marketing? Because their websites, like all of their online presence just sucked, to be honest, back then.
Yeah.
Right. And the guy that I was running the deal with basically was going to give me a fraction of the revenue that would come in. And then it dawned on me. I was like, wait, why am I solving this company's problem when they're willing to pay this much? I was like, screw that. Let's do the SEO to ourselves. We'll get the volume, and then they're going to pay me $1,500 a ticket.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Like, it sounded great in theory. And yeah, like 2 or 3 weeks later, I was out of there. I just, boom, quit.
Yeah.
I left. A friend of ours, actually the SEO company, behind my back started building the model without me with another broker that I knew.
Yeah.
It's really shitty. And then they built the model, which pissed me off. So I thought, right? So I was like, oh, they built it, whatever. They tried to hire me for like 2 months.
Yeah.
Then finally I was like, did you really build it?
Yeah.
I knew the value of it.
Right.
Right? Like, yeah, we built it.
Yeah.
So I went. They didn't build it.
They didn't build it.
No.
So it was an SEO for what?
For
What kind of traffic?
family. So basically grab the tenants, and then you grab those tenants and then sell them.
Potential tenants.
Correct.
People that are looking to lease it.
Yeah, but once they apply, they would pay 100% commission.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you're a realtor, right? If you bring
Correct. So that was the thing, is that you grab an SEO company, you merge it with the brokerage.
Yeah.
And then you pump the volume.
Right.
But this is like 2015. This is very early in those days.
Yeah, that would have been a grerait time to start, especially in the SEO space.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So in theory it worked, and it didn't, but they didn't build the model. So then I got into,
So you got into leasing. What happened? What happened next? You started doing a bunch of leases for people?
yeah. So we did apartment locating. We started apartments in Houston. we basically started with a team of 3 agents that I started with, and we built that. We were the first guys to do, we were talking about earlier, to do video back then. And it was nuts because like no one had a stabilizer, no one had video, like cameras, nothing. They didn't know anything.
Yeah.
So we shot I remember because for 2 or 3 weeks, we're like, dude, what do we do to get traction? Because, back then the thing was Craigslist, right?
Right.
You published on, no hits, Facebook, no hits. We're like, what do we do, man? And a buddy of mine, who obviously was on our team, went out, he recorded one video, published it on Facebook, and he published it at 9 o'clock. He called me at 11. It had 57 shares with like 14,000 views.
Wow. 2 hours.
In 2 hours. This is
Yeah.
2015. I was like, hey, this is it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Like that was it. It was the clear indicator. So then we were like, obviously we found it's video, it gets traction. And then you'd think the leads would start coming in and everything. So I'm like, hey, let's put some ad spend on this thing. And I was like, whatever. But we got like 2 really crappy leads. Yeah.
From paid ads.
Yeah, but it was just us experimenting in 2015.
Yeah.
So, but still just 2 leads.
Right.
We're like, that's it.
Yeah.
Like this blows. But we were like up here and they're like, and then we published like 3 or 4 more videos and same thing. But then it started slowing down. We're like, man, like, and then we discovered Instagram. So we started testing it, and then we started realizing, hey, the engagement rate on Instagram is extremely high.
Yeah.
Like we would literally, like, it was comical. We would follow somebody, send them, or they would follow us. We'd be like, hey, thank you for following, the smiley face, just like, actually, man, none of the AI stuff. It's just all manual.
Right.
And you'd be like, oh yeah, of course. And then, hey, well, obviously you're shopping for an apartment, right? That's why you followed us. And you're like, yeah, actually I am.
Yeah.
You got him.
Yeah. Easy.
And so then they're like, hey, immediately, hey, what's your phone number? It's us, one arrange, and you get them on the phone, and then you book an appointment within 24, 48 hours.
Easy.
They're converted.
Done.
So it was wild because there's such a rapid engagement rate back then that just didn't exist.
So you did a whole lot of that.
Yeah, but did hundreds of leases.
Yeah.
Literally. I mean, we did that from like 2015. I shut it off in 22.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a great time. We made decent money off of it. Obviously some bottlenecks with management companies not paying on time. That was really our big,
I feel like, that's always the biggest pain point.
it was. And we tried to systematize it, and we did manage to get a couple management teams to follow the system that we had. But still, it's just, the velocity just wasn't there.
Yeah.
Right. At least for what we wanted to do with it and the amount of infrastructure we wanted to set up.
Yeah. Nice. So what happened next? You shut it down in 2022?
Yeah, but that ran the entire time. So 2015, when I went to set up this company, Apartments of Houston, at a brokerage, they were supposedly an investment brokerage. In my opinion, they're not. But a guy there happened to call himself a builder, and he also wasn't a builder back then. But so he basically talked me into building a home.
Yeah.
Right out in Sunnyside.
Yeah.
So I went out, bought the land. It was $15,000,
Yeah.
and then he asked me to raise $120,000. I raised $120,000 within like 2 or 3 weeks, and I came back. I'm like, hey, land's acquired, permits are bought, blueprints are ready, they're approved, by the way, and here's the money. I just need you, if you're partners on this, to bring the $20,000. He's like, oh, what am I going to live off of? What do you mean? What are you going to live off of? You're a builder, and you're also an agent. Like,
Yeah.
this is supposed to be extra income.
Yeah.
So he backed out.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I sold that tract to another builder, and I think I sold for like $32,000. So it was my first deal. Literally, I flipped some land with some permits and blueprints. We made like $12,000 off of it. And that's basically what got me started into the space of buying property, building.
And what was that?
When was that?
Yeah.
2015.
2015.
It's like the winter of 15 when I bought that property, I think in October of 15.
Yeah.
7 years ago.
No kidding. So,
Or
10 years ago.
10 years ago.
10 years ago.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
I wish it was 7 years ago.
So you've been doing this now for 10 years.
Decade, yeah.
A decade. Got it. So, so what have you done in the last decade?
Oh, so yeah, we did that. We've done a lot, man. We've built spec homes, done a lot of new construction.
What was your second deal after that?
Oh, after that, I had a friend that was an architect, and I don't even know how this happened. He had a builder friend that he knew.
Yeah.
And that guy needed construction materials. So next thing I know, I'm selling lumber. So I'm selling frame packs, right? So I'd get goes back to, hey, it's sales.
Yeah.
So, hey, how much do you pay? So he would give me the takeoffs, right, at Home Depot over the 84 lumber. And so I'd grab that, and then I had another supplier, and basically I'd knock it. Somehow I was able to knock it down. I don't even know how, honestly, now that I think about it. But that supplier would knock it down, and I'd make like $2,000-$3,000 a ticket, but I would sell these frame packs.
Yeah.
And then while I'm already there, I'm like, hey, I've already sold you 3 or 4 frame packs like in the last, 60, 90 days. Well, obviously you're building these things. What else do you need? He's like, oh, I need countertops. So the next thing I know, I'm selling countertops. I'm selling cabinets. I'm selling like everything, dude,
Yes.
And the irony is they're actually saving money, which was the funniest part to me. And we were making money off of it.
Yeah.
So I started meeting a lot of builders unintentionally through me just on the side selling construction materials. So it's funny because I'm like still doing 15 to 20 leases a month as a locator.
Mhm.
I'm still doing apartments in Houston. I'm still like selling all of these materials. And in 2018, I got caught in a sandwich, and that's actually where it really turned into construction. Was I sold that investment firm supposedly was flipping like 3 Harvey properties to an investment group out of California and New York. And they, hey, do you have any builders? I'm like, yeah, I have. Obviously, didn't sell materials. I have XYZ, that, right? So I broker a deal with these guys they run construction, for the flippers or whatever, and they do their deal, right? So I'm like, man, how do I get paid? I'm like, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to sign the contract, and they're going to partner in with us.
Mhm.
So I signed the damn contracts.
Mhm.
So they start to demo the properties,
Sign what contracts?
the construction contracts
The construction contracts with who?
with the client. So, my way to not get cut out of the deal was having a brokerage. So I'll sign the contract,
Right.
and I'll keep the contractor at like in a JV
Agreement.
Yeah,
Yeah.
supposedly. They never signed it. And, or they, well, yeah, whatever. And they'll fulfill the build out, right? And I get my portion, I cut out of it, right? A 50% on the net. Well, the problem is after they do the demo and they half-assed frame the property, they walk, right?
Yeah.
So next thing I know, oh God, I have 3 fully stripped buildings. And I just signed the contract. And I remember the day the client's calling, like, hey, so what's the update? I'm like, and I was standing there, there's nobody there. I'm like, and I'm just calling, radio silence, right?
Yeah.
So next thing I know, I had to literally,
So wait. This is like how many deals in? Like your second, third deal or what?
this is 2018. After we're just going down the storyline.
Yeah.
Apartment locating, selling material, and then this is how I get basically like bludgeoned into construction
Yeah.
because all I've always done is sell. I'm always brokering deals.
Broker everything.
So
So you see an opportunity, you're with a client, and you're saying, "Screw it, I'll sign the construction document, the construction contract, because I'm going to JV with the contractor who's going to do the actual build out, and I'm going to get 50% of this deal." That was your mindset, right?
yeah,
So okay, everything's going great, and then boom, this guy just
stop showing up,
stopped showing up.
and he's already been paid his draws
Everything, or
up to that point.
up to that point?
Or probably he took construction material. He stole like $20,000 to $30,000 per job.
Yeah.
Right. So at this point, we're like, yeah, I'm 30 in their hole per job. So I'm 90,000 in. I'm like, fuck, like my portion's gone.
Yeah.
Right. I'm aware. I'm like, all right, at least we'll break even. Right.
Yeah.
So, so we finished the projects. Somehow I learned how to build these 3 properties all in one go. Right. Which is also the nightmare of like all in one. Like when I mean to the stud, like there's not, it's like
Just a frame.
yeah.
They threw down foundation and they just put a.
Well, the remodels.
Oh.
Strip the building.
Oh, I thought you meant it was a new construction.
Oh, that would have been easier. That
Yeah.
would have been so much easier because then you just follow the blueprints.
I got you.
No, the whole remodels, these guys had no plans. So I had to like on the spot, like
So basically 3 flips, basically.
yeah, all at one go.
Yeah.
But like
That's-
they're all 6-figure build outs. So that's why I'm like, fuck, like
6-figure build outs.
all of them.
Each one.
Yep. One was like 3,800 or 4,000 square feet, 2 stories in the morning.
Got it.
Yeah.
Because these were the Harvey properties.
Yeah, from the storm. So these are just high-end homes.
Yeah.
And the other thing is they're nice property, so you can't go in there and just put cheap stuff.
So did you buy them?
No. That's what I said. I signed the construction contract off of the property owners.
Got it. So it wasn't flippers you were working for. It was like.
They were funds.
Uh-huh.
So they bought the properties. Our brokerage at the time, I'm not going to say their name. really terrible idea they had. They talked a bunch of funds into buying Harvey homes to flip.
Yeah.
And then the properties obviously didn't sell.
Yeah.
What they promised or anything like that, right? So yeah, that's what happened. So they talked them to buying high-end homes, like homes that were like 800,000, 900,000. Like, oh, if they're 400,000 now, 500,000 now, buy it. You'll make your money back.
Yeah. So the funds were basically the clients. Got it. Got it. Okay. All right. It's full picture now.
Yeah.
I wasn't understanding it all. Cool, man. So that was kind of like your intro into developing property. This was in 2018 now.
Yeah. I mean, the intro was that first property I got, right? But
Well, intro
active,
to like,
yeah, active construction where I'm on there with them every single, yeah. So we did those projects.
so how was that? What happened after the guy just stopped showing up?
I built them, paid for everything out of pocket.
Yeah.
And then the clients didn't pay. All right. So imagine you
Both
just
sides.
the funds.
The funds didn't.
Yeah. So you shell out $250,000 to finish everything, and they don't pay.
Why not?
Different disputes that they had.
Yeah.
So one of them legitimately stole money, like completely flat out. We sued them. We won the suit. It took 3 years.
So what happened? You have you said a quarter mil?
Yeah, and those things. I ate it. I ate it.
So, but I mean, you can recuperate it once you sell the property, right?
It's not my property. I'm a contractor.
Put a lien on it.
No. We were on one property. We released the lien because our broker pressured us into. They're like, hey, don't worry. They're good for it. So we released the lien. They don't pay. And they actually stole them, and the lender stole money because during discovery, the HUDs came back and the funds were dispersed that they said they didn't have.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Yeah, really crappy situation.
Yeah, most people would quit at this time.
I know.
Yeah. Most people would be like, it's true real estate. I hate that.
No, we got to the end. We finished it. And then I remember one of my good friends, one of my best friends, actually, he's with us today, to this date in the company. We get to the end of it and he's like, hey, so what are we going to do next?
Mm-hmm.
And I go, we're going to keep building.
Yeah.
And he's like, why? Like, think about it. Where else can we make this kind of money? I get it. We lost $250,000. But like, yeah, we did apartment locating, but like, we're only making like 15, 20 grand a month off of that. How many apartment leases do I have to do to make back my $250,000?
Yeah.
That's going to take too long.
Yeah.
Let's keep building.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what happened. We kept building.
Yeah. So is that how you got full into construction now?
Pretty much. I just get sucked into it. Apartments of Houston for me goes on the side. I've still had a team of like 3 to 4 agents live at 1.6. I don't even know. And they basically, we had 2 businesses running. Apartments Houston, apartment locating, running, or anything agency related, because they'd also sell properties here and there, whatever.
Right.
And then on my side, straight construction.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Nice. So, so what was your first profitable construction project then?
So sales, right? I get a call from a good friend of mine who was a broker, and he represented an investment group out of West University.
Uh-huh.
And but we had a couple other like little deals here. Like anything we did after that, we always made money on,
Mhm.
right? But yeah, we make 10, 20 grand off it. It is what it is, right? But like the actual, like what got things really moving was, so they call us for a 12-unit apartment complex to go quote remodeling 2 doors.
Uh-huh.
Well, actually it was 1 door, and then they're, hey, take 2, take 3. By the end of the conversation, within the hour, they gave us all 12. And while we're there, I basically asked, hey, what else do you have? Well, I'm glad you asked. We have this other building across the street, so we get that too. What else do you have?
Uh-huh.
He said, well, we have these other buildings on the street that we're doing. We need to cut them in half. We need to demolish half the building and then do 2,500 square foot, 2-story additions.
Yeah.
Because we're going to build student housing.
Right.
So they had multiple of these through the neighborhood.
Yeah.
Fast forward like 30 days, we had a couple $1 million worth of contracts with them. And we like literally locked up the work on all of their portfolio. And we ran that project for, I think, 7 to 8 months. We did, really well with it. Yeah.
Nice. What about your first development?
Well, I guess first property that we've always made money on property. The first flip we ever did, it was already pre-sold by the time we bought it. So we had the buyer lined up. think we bought it for like 217 cash, and then we sold it for 389.
Yeah.
It took us like 88 days to build. But it's just, like I was not the fastest, I'm not, but it was really nice. We did a lot of custom work for the guy. But yeah, that was decent. And then stuff that we've developed. We've done a lot of we do a lot of builder rent these days, but they all make money. So it's just,
Yeah. So now you're into doing these build to rents. Let's talk about that. How does that process work?
in what sense? So it's pick an angle out of it.
So what's your model? You're Adam Hunt, right? Hunt Commercial.
Uh-huh.
What's the name of your company?
On commercial and housing.
Hunt Commercial Housing. So you have Hunt Commercial and Housing. And what's your strategy? Do you go and raise capital? Are you where are you getting your financing? Like, how does all your operation look like right now?
We do not raise capital. If we take it, it's very private, very few individuals. There's maybe only 2 or 3 active people in our deals. That maybe take 20 to 30% of our volume. So it's very, at the same time, basically what happened with our model was I've always been really good at finding opportunity or finding properties that make sense for us, right? We were basically buying. I got tired of flipping houses. I was like, hey, because at the end of the day, after you flip everything, the money just goes away.
Yeah.
Like whoever tells you that they're going to keep it, to me, flipping a house is a high-end job. And what I mean by high risk, high-end job in the sense that you spend $200,000 buying a property, you spend $50,000 to $60,000 fixing it, maybe 80. By the time you have holding costs, you're $300,000. If you exit at 400, which is not going to happen today in today's market, but back 3 or 4 years ago, it would. You maybe made $40,000. If you spent 6 months on this property, 5 months on this property, you made $4,000 a month. If you screw anything up, you're underwater, and then you can't live off. I can't live off $4,000 a month. So you have to run 2 or 3.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And so I got tired of the model. Right. At the end of the day, like, you're on a never-ending treadmill, and in my opinion, in my experience, right? There's other guys that I've seen that they have systemically scaled it, or in other marketplaces where I'm like, okay, that makes sense. You're doing 10, 15, 20 properties at a time. I get it.
Makes sense.
You systemized it, right? For the model we had, did not work. So
I don't like it either. Yeah.
So because it's just too tedious, and because we really were builders before we got into the flipping business or whatever. I was, hey, how do I get back into like very specific heavy duty construction? I was like, hey, I'm going to start hunting down 2 to 4 unit deals where I get a little better valuation, but they're very construction specific where I know nobody else can do the project.
Yeah.
Right. So it would allow us to hunt deals down with 40-45% margin. The problem was, how do you find them? Right. So we'd get like 4 to 6 of these a year. But after that, they're very good for building your personal net worth. They're very good on paper, but you can't build a company off of it.
Right. It's not enough. You need more.
To run a company, if you want to have an actual organization, payroll with project managers, accountants, staff, you can't do it off hunting deals like that. You can do it as a one-man show with an assistant. Yes, you absolutely can. Right. But for me, at least, what I was like, hey, I don't want to do this forever. All right. That's another thing. I've been doing this for 10 years now. So how do we make this a little bit more systematized? And the decision was, I don't want to find an opportunity. I want to create it. So how do I do that? So I need to create a model. And that's where the decision, hey, let's go into build to rent. So that way, if I can find the right land for the right value, it matches our cost, and I can get the right rental income against it, and I can get the right debt lined up. If those 4 or 5 variables all match, we execute. If they don't touch it. Right. And then the question then becomes, hey, if we do it, if it works for one, how does it start to look like when you start scaling it? Hey, what if I build 4? What if I build 10? What if I build 20 this year? Hey, do I build them 1 at a time? Do I build them 2 at a time? Do I build them 4 at a time per track? And that's kind of the evolution that we've been going through this last about year that we've been building the model out.
Nice. Daily partners in your business?
We have a really good friend of mine. One of my best friends, actually. I have a partner in one of our companies.
Nice. That's awesome. So what does your organization look like now? You said it. You mentioned you have like accountants. You have all these people. I think realtors. What does your organization look like now?
To be honest, we're kind of run like a family office.
Yeah.
Right. in that sense. So there's probably 7 or 8 people in the office full time, right? They're all on payroll and they all have their functions, right? We have property managers, we have controllers, assistant accountant, project manager, second project manager for rehabs, and then other pieces. And then obviously everything else, depending on the role for example, commercial real estate. We have 2 commercial real estate agents. That's all that they do.
Yeah.
Right. They don't do anything else.
Right.
And then obviously the flurry of subcontractors that we have out there.
Yeah.
But we're always actively hiring. Like at this point, I've been hiring a new person into the organization. Oh, I forgot we hired table maintenance guys. Or fresh. Yeah, we're hiring a new person probably every 4 to 6 weeks.
Yeah. Nice. What kind of systems do you have in place to onboard people, to train them, get them up to speed on your processes, everything that you're doing?
That's been tedious.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's actually been but it's funny because it's same thing, right? Hey, how do you do things at scale? So the first one's been like, hey, totally one-on-one on the spot, figuring it out. Even something as simple as setting up their computers.
Yeah.
Right. The first computer I set up, I was like, dude, what the heck? Like, right. And then I realized it's like one of the softwares we use runs off a server. So then we had to go get a server. The server didn't work. So then I had to go build the server.
Wow.
So next thing I know, there I am. Right. Like literally I bought
Your computer engineer.
yeah, dude. So like 3 days later, I built the thing. It runs. Right. But then the comical part is over the last like 4 months, I've probably built like 9 or 10 computers. Right. And then I started to realize, like, so I built the server, how to get the first one to talk to the server, how to build the second computer. And then I'm like, after the 4th computer, I went, man, how the hell do I have this preloaded with everything that I like? So then I started researching. I'm like, oh yeah, you obviously can do that, right? So then I set it up. So ironically now, just here's your damn desktop.
Yeah.
Type in your password, and it'll load your reset everything. Boom,
Reset.
right? Yeah. So it's having to learn that, a step at a time. But it's funny. So if you ask me now, hey, I need to buy 20 computers or 10 computers, set them up preloaded. I'd ask you, hey, what software do you want? I'd build it in Azure and then we'd deploy it.
Done.
So which if you asked me 3 months ago, like,
Yeah. That's hilarious, bro. So now you have this whole company. You have vertically integrated everything, right? You have your construction in-house. What about deal sourcing? How do you source for deals?
And I'll be honest, it's us.
Yeah.
And it's us.
When you say us, who's us?
Our firm, our company.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like people in your office, basically.
Yeah, but 70% of the deals coming in for acquisition is me looking. Yeah.
70% of them is you.
Man, it's very rare for someone to.
So exactly. So how are you finding them?
I look. The last 4 I looked.
And what does that mean now? If I look,
it's like, no, I'm always looking, right? They're like I always look at the
look and then they just appear on my screen.
They do. People laugh, right? Like people are like, hey, you find stuff on the MLS all the time.
Yeah.
Agents don't know what they have.
Right.
They mislist stuff. They misprice it. They make mistakes.
Yeah.
Right. The other thing is, when I say I look, I kind of know everything that's listed actively around us at all times.
Yeah.
It's really weird. I know when it goes off market. I know if we're interested in it.
Yeah.
I know when it finds back. I know.
Because you're focused on a niche market, right? You're only in East End of Houston, right?
Yeah, but there's other submarkets I'll take a look at just for, like, we were very active back in the day in Oak Forest.
Yeah.
So like anything in section 19, 17, 18, we'd know what pop on, what about a year and a half ago, I stopped looking.
Yeah.
I say, right. But when we're doing deal equity,
So would you say you find most of your deals on the MLS then?
half. But the other, like the last 4 deals I bought the neighbors.
You what?
The neighbors.
The neighbors.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Because we bought all the properties, so they come to us now. Hey, you bought this and I see that you built it. It looks really nice. Would you buy our properties? Yeah, sure.
Nice. Neighbors are coming to you. So now you, what's your niche whenever you're looking at like a return on the lot value, the bill cost? What percentage of rental rates are you looking for? So like at 1%, 2% of the.
I don't really look at that because the rental rate's deflated right now. We know that. So typically what we'd like to have once it's all said and done is we need to be able to exit at a 35%, 35, 75, 65, 35 loan to value. So if we can do that and the debt's sustainable through the rental income and there's still a couple $100 per door, we'll do the deal. if those two metrics are not feasible, even if we can sell it at a profit conceptually, we won't touch it. Guys, we do not want to be at the mercy of the market, right? So a lot of people say, hey, I want to be at the mercy of the market. I want to sell my property. No, if I can't, it's going to sound, if I can't sell it back to the bank and make money, we don't want to.
So that's why you want to be basically all in at 65%.
Correct.
Yeah.
But sometimes our spread might be, we might refi and get some cash out. So probably another 5 to 10% we can tap into.
Yeah. How are you financing the deals going in? Hard money?
No, we have we have literally different institutions we work with, right? So hard money is probably the last resort, right? But it's
like small commercial banks, or what are you talking about?
yeah, different small banks, small lenders, private lenders, large funds too. It just depends. We've worked with the same guys for many years now. And what I like to tell lenders are, show me the buffet. What do you have? And literally just give me your matrix and I will look at the matrix and how rigid are you to this? I actually prefer that they're rigid. If they're rigid to the matrix, and I can build a model around the matrix. So we reverse engineer the criteria of a bank. And if it looks good, then we'll engage with them. And then it applies to specific deals, right? So for example, all of our multifamily rehab, 1 through 4 goes to one bank. All of anything that's 5-door plus goes to another bank. Anything that's new construction was going to one bank right now for the construction aspect of it, but now is going to 2 other companies that we've.
How do you decide who to send it to? Based on who pays you the most favorable terms?
Terms, criteria, can they get it done? How fast are they? How reliable are they? Right? For example, we had one organization that I presented maybe 13 projects to. And I met with them a year ago and I was like, hey, this is what we're going to do. And this is the model. And ironically, they did make a mistake because they told us a criteria that wasn't factually true, that actually was harder to do what we did. Had he double checked, it would have made the entire model easier.
When you say a model, Adam, for the people that are looking at this podcast right now or listening to it, what do you mean by that?
The financial model of the actual deal, right? So part of it's how do you acquire the land, right? So what's the cost of the land? How much down payment are you putting into the land? What's your holding cost? What's the rate? What's your cost of the acquisition, just in the land aspect, right? Then you go to, okay, what is it? Am I going to redevelop this land? Am I splitting it up into parcels? Do I have to build a road? Do I have to do infrastructure? Do I need civil engineering? So you got to model it out. Hey, when I'm here, how am I paying for that? Do I have a loan lined up that's going? So is my loan just for land, or do I have infrastructure set up? Right? Do I have the construction financing set up to now actually build the structure?
Yeah.
When I'm done, do I have time to sit on it, or do I need to pay off the bank immediately? Right? What are the terms on that? And then, hey, am I going to keep it?
So it sounds like a lot of if and or kind of.
Yeah, there's a lot of variables, and that's why the questions. Yeah, build this entire model from A to Z.
How do you build it? On Excel? What do you?
Different spreadsheets.
Yeah.
Literally. Yeah.
Got my little engineer brain working.
Yeah,
I'm picturing all of this kind of.
Because you're also jumping through several loans.
Right.
You have your acquisition or bridge loan. Sometimes, for the most part, depending on the institution, then you'll have construction financing. If you don't, then you need to line up construction financing to buy that debt. Right? But there's also another cost. So you have another closing. Right? And then you need to also exit into your refinance. So you have to, for my 2 or 3 loans through this entire process, or unless you get a mini perm deal, which is something like Prosperity used to do these back in the day. They used to do the mini perms where they'll help you, they'll finance the acquisition of the property, and then they'll put you on a 5-year mini perm, slightly higher rate for a little bit. But the problem is you cut out all the closing costs because it's just one loan. And the reason they call it a mini perm is because it's so you basically buy it, and then through the entire process, you get to the end, they'll give you 5 years, it typically balloons.
Yeah.
And then you can exit into perm debt.
Got it. I like those loans. Those are really good loans. I think typically small commercial banks are the ones that can make those happen, huh? Yeah. So when you say you have 2, 3 loans, I mean, typically it is the acquisitions, right? It's the acquisitions, which is the bridge loan, right? And then the second one, what's the second that you mentioned, construction loan?
It depends on if the institution does horizontal financing. And that's actually one of our things we've had to navigate through different institutions. Are they willing to lend on the land without the infrastructure, without the replats, without the civil engineering? Most banks won't.
Yeah, you have to own the land.
Correct. which is silly because then it's a catch-22. So how do you own the land?
Yeah.
Right. Some other banks will. So it just depends on how you structure yourself, right?
Yeah.
Um,
How do you prefer to work with? Like, do you prefer to work with a bank that can just give you the financing for the land and the construction, or
I don't mind. I mean,
it seems like it'll be better, right? I mean, then you don't have two closings.
yes, but you also lose the new valuation on the development work, right? So if you buy something for 200,000 or 300,000, you put $50,000 into it to cut it up. That tract of land's now worth $500,000 to 600,000,
Hmm.
which ironically you can lever.
Yeah, I see. I see what you mean.
So if you keep it vertical, it might require a larger upfront cash commitment.
Yeah.
Right, because then but they'll also factor that in. They're like, hey, so when they do their appraisals, they'll basically see, hey, okay, this is what it's doing. So, so that's you have to have that back and forth dialogue with the institution, and to make sure that they're the loan, at least who's on credit committee and who the loan originator is, understands those processes,
Hmm.
right? Because if they do, then you have a home run. It's just copy paste, rinse repeat, right? If you don't, you get into a lot of variations where they don't really know how to navigate it.
Mm.
Or they might have misinformation where the institution actually says, yes, we are willing to do that.
Yeah,
It just wasn't explained correctly.
I see. Got it. So most of your deals now are in East End?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like 90%.
90%. What are you primarily building out there now?
Right now, we are doing new construction duplexes.
Duplexes?
Hmm?
A bunch of duplexes?
Yeah.
Yeah. How many you guys are building right now?
Actively, there's 13 in the pipeline and then probably another 6 lined up. So,
Yeah. On what, 19 or so?
14 buildings.
Nice. Very nice. And you guys have already built quite a bit also? Yeah.
Yeah, and we have a portfolio there, so it makes it a lot easier to manage.
Yeah.
It's one of the biggest things also with build to rent that is problematic when you're doing infill. It's typically in the perfect world, you want to have a centralized location. You buy an acre and then you can manage the properties, right?
Yeah. And then you don't have to drive around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we're inside the city, right? So we're doing a lot of infill. So the thing is, hey, how do you create that ease of management and also keep it geographically close to you at the same time?
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's your goal? How many units are you shooting for? How much real estate valuation are you aiming for?
Um, I mean, my thing right now is I'd like to double or triple what we're doing,
Mhm.
right? And then make sure that it's stable, it's self-sustaining. Make sure our construction team is self-sustaining, right? Make sure that our development office can just operate on its own.
Mhm.
That's really I think, if you'd ask me what my goal is, I'm more worried about that than I am per se the properties, because mathematically the properties make sense. And that was one of the things I had to learn early on, or even later on, is that like a good will look good on paper, but what is its actual effect on the organization,
Mhm.
right? So at this point, if you ask me what my goal is to actually build a very stable and self-activating, self-fulfilling, self-sustaining organization
Yeah.
that can basically shift and build and develop and manage regardless of the asset class that's designed to go out and produce.
So you're more worried about the actual infrastructure of the organization of the company,
Absolutely.
creating an
Because
actual company.
maybe in
Because then the product will,
it switches.
the moving target.
It's always changed.
Yeah. I mean, especially with like everything going on with our governments, and our interest rates.
Yeah.
Shit. Insurance, property taxes.
Oh yeah. Property.
Multifamily is getting killed right now.
Yeah.
So
Time.
yeah. So I do think it's a moving target. And I think you're focused on the right thing, by focusing on the organization, by focusing on the people that are actually going to produce, uh, be able to produce everything that you just mentioned, right? Your acquisition, development, the construction, the management. You have it all in house. I mean, it's a moving target. You can do whatever you want now. Sky's the limit.
Eventually.
Yeah. So then it's not so much a goal of units owned or anything like that. It's more so a goal of your organization.
That and your balance sheet,
Of course.
right? So I used to always say, what is it? Musical chairs.
Hmm.
When the song's over, what do you actually have?
Yeah.
And that's what I've learned in construction. That's what I learned when I was flipping property. That's what I learned when we did apartments in Houston. When the song's over, what's left?
Mhm.
And more often than not, if you did not focus on building assets, there's nothing. You had a great time, great music,
Yeah.
great dance. You hung out with your friends. You participated. Great life experience. But when the music's done, there's nothing.
Right.
So that big shift happened maybe 3 or 4 years ago. It's like, no, no, no. Build the organizations, build the companies, but you also need to build the balance sheet.
Yeah. So what's the go on the balance sheet?
It just needs to grow every single year exponentially.
Yeah. Is there a specific number that you have in mind?
$1 million every year. Just
Yeah.
grow it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah,
Nice. Where do you see yourself in 10 years?
that's a good question. I probably won't live in Houston.
No. Mexico City?
No, no, neither.
No.
No.
Where are you living at in 10 years?
Probably a collection of like, probably, well, probably like a collection of like Florida and then in and out of Mexico City and Houston, just triangle.
Mhm.
That's kind of what I'd like to do.
Yeah.
I don't want to spend a lot of time here. My focus right now here was, if I wanted to leave about 3 years ago, I was ready to leave. 4 years ago, I did leave and I came back actually.
Mhm.
And 3 years ago when I came back, I realized, well, I'm already here. The problems that I'm going to encounter in building these companies, I'm going to encounter in another market anyways. Let's just use what I know here, the market knowledge, the resources that we have, just to get it done here.
Yeah.
And in these other markets, we'll decide to what level do we want to, like, let's say tomorrow I move to Miami, I'm not building a construction company. They hire one.
Yeah.
We develop it,
Yeah.
right? We'd probably broker it, but I have no interest in, like, and then the management, we'd probably third party out.
Yeah.
Until like it makes sense to start bringing it in. But we've realized, like I've realized it doesn't make sense. Like right now I'm building a little apartment in Mexico City, right? And like I'm not interested in having a construction company in Mexico. I'm not interested in even being an agent in Mexico City. I'm not. But I am interested in having a portfolio down there.
Mhm.
Right.
Yeah. So like I say, we're building. You say you're building a mini apartment building?
And, we have some condos down there that we're working on.
Yeah.
So yeah. So I usually like to say we're a real estate company first, everything else after.
Mhm. Nice. So condos in Mexico City. What are you planning on doing with them? Airbnb?
No, I'm not a big believer in short-term rentals.
No.
Yeah.
Why not?
Uh, it's like shared space, right? Sam Zell said this very well, obviously years ago before he passed away. But you saw the rise and epic fall of like WeWorks, and before that there was 2 or 3 other companies. They look good on paper, but I'm not in the hotel business.
Mhm.
As short as that, all right? I'm not there. Like I'll let an operator. Like, you rent, if my unit's $2,000, you want to run a business? Okay, give me 3,000. You run your business. You're the operator. I'm
Mhm.
not in the hotel business. I'm in
Mhm.
the real estate business.
Yeah. It's a different game.
To each their own.
It's an entirely different business model.
To each their own. I'm worried about a good asset, good location, good property, and a good balance sheet. You want to do what you want to paint it yellow and do whatever you want. That's fine.
Yeah.
Just give it back to me the right way when you're done.
Yeah. Whatever works. Yeah. We do Airbnbs. I have some Airbnbs.
Oh no, shit, really?
Well, I own the apartments. I own the apartments,
Got it.
and I don't do any of the work.
Yeah, well,
I have people in place, and you're right. It is a hotel business. It's a pain in the ass.
again, it's good for the operator. If that, like, I have one friend.
I'm not even the. I would say like I had completely delegated everything to other people.
Yeah.
And so everything is just completely done for me. So it feels like I'm just the owner of the property. It's
That's the way to do it.
it's everything's completely done for me. And dude, I mean the amount of revenue that we get is
Yeah.
double rent.
You would off of rent, absolutely.
And it's in South Texas,
Mhm.
right off the border of Mexico.
Okay.
So I mean, dude, we have like people from Mexico coming in
Yeah.
all day long. It's great. It's great. It works. It's better than the rental rates down there. Let me tell you,
No,
the
absolutely.
rental rates are garbage down there.
It's an garbage thing, right? And that's kind of what I was saying. It's like I'm not an operator, but if you're an operator and that's solely what you do, that's why you get your margin.
I wouldn't be able to. I wouldn't be if I didn't own the asset. I wouldn't be doing Airbnb.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm only doing it because it makes the balance sheet a lot sexier.
I gotcha.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, in some instances, like, to each their own, right? Like the ones in boutique hotels. Like, there's actually sections of Mexico City where I would want to do, not Mexico City, in Mexico, where I would want to do a hotel.
I've seen some of those boutique hotels in Mexico. They look wonderful.
Mm.
And they, what's the website? It's called Casita MX.
I think so. I haven't.
It's kind of like an Airbnb for Mexico, and they have very unique properties on
Yeah.
there, beautiful homes
Yeah.
in the strangest of places,
Yeah.
and they offer experiences,
Yeah. It's a complete world down there.
and they charge a tremendous amount.
Yeah.
It's great. To each their own.
Yeah. Like I would see it in, I'd go to Cozumel. So I used to go to Cozumel like every 2 or 3 weeks.
Mm.
And you'd stay at the Westin. The Westin's like $250 to $325 a day.
Mm.
The Westin's great, by the way, if you go to the Westin Cozumel. It's a little hotel. It's like 10 stories tall. It's off by itself. But
It's in Cozumel?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
on the east side, or on the left side of the island.
Where's Cozumel at?
Cozumel is an island facing Quintana Roo, southern Mexico in the Caribbean, like towards Cancun, Tulum, Playa del Carmen,
I got you.
Xcaret, all the
What's your favorite area around down there? There? Cozumel?
I spend my time either in Cozumel or Isla Mujeres.
Yeah.
Right, and they have two different vibes to them. I used to spend. I mean, I lived for a while in Playa del Carmen.
Mhm.
But it's a little bit too busy for me. I like Cozumel because it's quiet, and I also like. They used to have. They got rid of it. It sucks, but United used to have like a direct flight to Cozumel for like $200,
Okay.
one way.
Wow.
So like right now, I'm like, hey, let's go grab the 2 o'clock.
Yeah.
Take a backpack, and you're there in 2 hours. Like,
Yeah.
the other thing is the taxi syndicate hasn't taken over the island.
The what?
Taxi syndicate,
Okay.
taxi union. In Spanish, is a sindicato, no?
Syndicat.
And so literally from the airport to the main plaza is like $10. Versus if you want to take a taxi in Cancun, it's probably like $60 to $80 to get to your hotel.
Get out of here. Everywhere you go.
It's nuts. It's not walkable either. And so that's one of my like when I fly to Cancun, my number one mission is get out of Cancun. Like, so I'll go to like Isla or something.
Mhm.
And once you're in Isla, then you're fine. It goes back to being normal. Right?
Yeah.
But yeah, I spent a lot of time. I used to know either Isla Mujeres or Cozumel.
What's the difference between Isla Mujeres and Cozumel?
They're both islands. From north to south, Isla Mujeres is like 7 to 8 kilometers long.
Mhm.
And Cozumel is like, I think, 55 kilometers. So it's like way bigger.
Yeah.
They both have two different unique histories. I can't remember if it was Cortes or Columbus, but it's the first island that when they go to Mexico, they get there.
Got it.
And it gets discovered in the 1500s. And the conquistador actually left a letter saying, hey, if anybody coming behind me, don't do anything to these people because they treated me well.
Mm.
So it has its own little thing of history down there. And there's a lot of old shrines that are there, and there's still pyramids out there you can go to. And it's a really cool experience. Yeah.
Very cool. Very cool. Awesome, man. Are you currently hiring? Are you taking anyone else under your
We
wing?
hired a maintenance guy like 10 days ago. We hired a new controller 14 days ago.
What about realtors? Any realtors that may want to?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Obviously, what I'd say is agents that have, good experience want to basically go to the next level or just fine tune their business. We're really good at that.
Yeah.
How to put in those systems just from that sales background we used to have.
Yeah.
How to put in those systems, do the marketing, pipeline it. How to even audit your own pipeline. A lot of guys don't know how to do that.
Right.
And, or if you have deal guys, people that want to learn how to structure deals and whatnot, or just even participate in property management.
Mhm.
We're always looking for either, staff, or we're looking for agents.
Yeah.
Always open.
What about anyone that's maybe looking to invest some money?
Case by case basis.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So you just don't want too many hands in the cookie jar.
Yeah.
It creates, we don't actually syndicate. We don't like to syndicate.
Mhm.
And it has nothing to do with greed or profit. It's just more of making sure that you have, let me rephrase this. I am open to experienced partners that can do a good deal.
Yeah.
So a lot of times what happens is you'll have somebody come in and like, hey, here's $100,000, $200,000. I want to do a deal with you. They have no experience in the industry. They get into a pickle, like, hey, I need to sell the property. I need to get out. I need to do this. And versus like, hey, here's a long-term picture of the actual investment, right? Sometimes we'll do a little bit of private capital. We'll pay a percentage back, but it's strictly a loan. Until, ironically, my partner that I have now on a majority of our or percentage of our stuff was originally our lender. And after the 7th or 8th deal, because we kept rolling the money, he said, hey, this is getting a little redundant. Why don't we've obviously established a relationship here. Let's just partner.
Yeah.
And we did that.
Very cool. Cool. Well, anyone that's interested in maybe working with you or talking to you about business, how can they find out more about you? Where can they reach you out?
They can email me, broker at huntcommercialhousing.com,
Mhm.
or I guess Instagram, Adam Hunt, Ari on Instagram.
Yeah, that's I'll send you a DM.
Yeah.
Sure, you got that easy. Well, thank you so much for doing this podcast, man. I had a lot of fun, and
Likewise, man.
yeah, we'll have to do another one in Spanish next time.
Oh, we can do that.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, we good. Thank you. Really, thanks
yes,
for your
sir.
time, man.